Okay, we're still in lesson 1-2, and it says when two or more variables or a number in variables are written together, treat them as you would as if they were within parentheses. So 4xy is equivalent to 2 parentheses 4xy, and xy squared is equivalent to xy squared. You evaluate an algebraic expression by replacing each variable with a given number. Then simplify the expression using order of operations. So let's look at what they have here for problem 3. So what is the value for the expression x equals 5 and y equals 2? So the first thing we're going to do, we have the expression x squared plus x minus 12 divided by y squared. Is we're going to plug in our value. So for x, everywhere we have an x, we're going to put 5. So we have 5 squared plus 5. And when we have a y, we'll put 2 divided by 2 squared. So the first thing that we do is we do our powers. So we do 25 and 2 squared is 4. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to divide, because we're following order of operations. And so we have 12 divided by 4 gives me 3. And so the next thing I'm going to do is add from left to right. So 25 plus 5 is 30 minus 3 is 27. All right, let's look at part B. So we have xy squared divided by xy. So I'm going to plug in those values. So for for x I have 5. So 5 times 2 squared divided by 5 times 2. And the first thing that I'm going to do are things that are in my parentheses. So I have 5 times 2 is 10 and 5 times 2 is 10. The next thing I'm going to do is my exponent. So I have 100 divided by 10. And the last thing is to divide. Okay, let's look at the guide that I've written here on my whiteboard. And I have a equals 3 and b equals 4. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in my values. So I have 3 times 4 minus 3 squared. So the first thing I'm going to do is my exponent. So I have 3 times 4 minus 9. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply. So I get 12 minus 9. And I'm sorry, I'm going to write here my order of operations. So I did my exponents, and then I did multiplication, and now I'm going to subtract. So I have 12 minus 9, which is 3. Okay, now we'll look at part B. First thing I'm going to do is plug in my numbers. So I have 2 times b is 4 squared minus 7 times 3. So the first thing I'm going to do is my exponent. So 4 squared is 16. So I have 2 times 16 minus 7 times 3. So the next thing I'm going to do is multiply. So 2 times 16 is 32 minus 7 times 3, which is 21. And so the last step will be to subtract, and I get 11. I hope that this helps.